Alright, so the Eternity page on the Mabinogi Korea website has been updated. So there's a lot of new posts, and we're going to look at this one first. So, Aaron long-term repair plan. So today I would like to explain the various processes for importing Mabinogi's 3D resources into Unreal Engine. In general, commercial engines, resources created with 3D tools are imported through a format called FBX. The Pleon engine uses its own extension called PMG. Therefore, in order to import already created 3D resources into Unreal Engine, a tool to convert the extension was needed. Thanks to quick development of the tools, porting each region went very smoothly. So it looks like they've already ported like all these regions into the game, but they still have to go over them, edit them, and make them look good. Like add all the movement permissions and stuff. So we were able to quickly port all areas in Erin to Unreal Engine. Of course, it would be nice if it ended here, but it would be difficult to say that the porting was complete simply by importing it. So yeah, they have to like add all the movement permissions and stuff. And here you can see them importing like resources from the logging camp in this picture. This is like Dougal Isle. Since detailed materials were not expressed in Pleon, it was also necessary to set each material anew to suit the Unreal environment. So like this is the road in Dumbarton. And I think this is what it looks like with the Unreal thing. That looks really good if that's in Unreal Engine. Things that were made so long ago that their form itself needs to be renewed may need to be replaced by making something completely new. I imagine they'll have to do a lot of that for like the insides of buildings and stuff, especially since like the insides of a lot of buildings are like 2D and look really crappy when you actually move the camera angle around in there. But here we can actually finally get like a good view of Dumbarton. So you can see how they changed like the entrance to Dumbarton here, and this looks really good. And also you can see like this board here, but it doesn't have like anything on it where there'd usually be images. So it mostly looks like they're done with Dumbarton. Only after going through this process can you complete the background resources that fit the engine environment. Fortunately, all regions were quickly imported using the porting tool. It was pointless to transplant the costumes and hair in their basic form. The framework and wires themselves are lacking to provide natural movement. This is because the skin of the hands and feet also had to be replaced. Because there were many parts that were difficult to meet Eternity's standards, it was in a state where it could only be brought in after some processing had been completed from the beginning. First, rather than taking the basic form as is, we proceed with modeling work to process it to meet Eternity's standards. In particular, we add more wires so that not only the hands and skin, but also the clothes and hair can move naturally. Once the modeling is completed, a framework for natural movement is planted. If you make various settings so that the skeleton can move well. Okay, here's a video. Let's see that. Yeah, that looks really good. Of course, things with simple porting processes can be ported efficiently using automation tools. So here's like some weapons. As the final resource production is completed after going through such a variety of processes, the efficiency of the overall process is very important, as there is a lot of work to be done. We are building a solid foundation so that we can build on it without collapsing. So we saw this in the Korean fantasy party. They're like changing outfits and showing how like the hair and the outfits move. So this looks really good. I like the way this turned out, and it kind of shows us that like Dumbarton is in progress right now, and it's getting a lot better. You can kind of see like here how the shingles don't look very good right here. But they look really good, like, in this image on the right. Like, look how much more detail they have now. The flow of time. So this is going to explain how time is going to flow in the Unreal Engine update. And this is a very long post, so I'm not going to read all of this information. I'm just going to read, like, some of the important parts. And we'll look at the pictures in the videos. If you think about the flow of time changes during the day, morning sunlight, noon, sunset, and moonlight in the night sky. The movement of light and the changing shadows are probably the first things that come to mind. As time passes, the position of light moves and the shape of shadows changes. So you can see that in this moving picture here, but for some reason the page is kind of loading this image slow, so I just opened it in a new tab, and you can see it right here. So like as time passes, the shadows are like moving and changing. So light movement and shadow movement changes. And here on the left we have the Turconale Bank in Pleon Engine, and on the right we have it in Unreal. So you can see how like the shadows are moving and changing shape, and how like the lighting is changing, and you can see like the clouds moving in the sky there. Yeah, these videos don't want to load on this page for some reason. Hopefully anyone else that looks at this will have better luck than I'm having. But it seems to be working better if I just open these videos in a new tab. And here we can see like the shadows of like the lights and the windmill and the building like moving as time passes. And here you can see how like the sky is changing over the windmill. So this is like the day going by. And this art looks really good. And again, this isn't final. It says not final right here and right here. So this is really cool. You can see like... you can see time passing in the game. You can see the clouds moving. So this is what it's gonna look like in Turconail when the Unreal update comes out. And that looks really amazing. And here we can see like the shadows move, like the shadows of the fence here. So we can see that the shadows are starting to become more visible and show. And then they're slowly moving. As time passes, like the sun is moving, the shadows are moving the opposite direction. And then this will show us rain. So they also showed this during the fantasy party in Korea. So you can see the rain, and you can see how the wood is darker because it's wet. And you can see the raindrops like soaking into the wood. That looks really good. And you can see like how the roof looks a little bit darker like here. Because it's like wet, and so is the stone to the building. So the rain effect looks really cool too. So yeah, this is gonna be how like time will pass differently. This is all about like how time will pass differently in Unreal 5, and how like weather effects like rain will look. So this is a pretty long post, and maybe that's why some of these things are having some trouble loading. But I would recommend taking a look at it. When you think of Mabinogi, isn't it about dying? So this is all about the new dying system that they're working on. So let's start right down here. We'll watch this video real quick. And you can see like all the outfits and the, you know, like the wig, the boots. And you can like see their colors. And so far I like this new dyeing window. I think this looks really good. This is a screen in development. The UI configuration, operation, design, and details may change when Eternity is updated. The basic menu UI is a temporary version at the time of dying system development. Please look forward to the UI section in the next season's post. So I'm assuming the next season's post will probably be in December, because that's when they posted information last December too. But yeah, I am looking forward to reading their UI changes. So enter dyeing mode. When you dye your hair and don't get the color you want, using the dye ample, select the target from the list and dye it to the desired color. I'm sure you've had the experience of repeating the same process multiple times. At this time, you have to look at the same window several times and repeat the same actions over and over again. I was thinking, wouldn't it be convenient if I could just go straight to the dyeing process? Since we're already at it, we're improving it so that we can go straight into the unique mode where we can dye our hair. Wouldn't it be even better if, while dyeing one item, you could select another item and start dyeing it right away? Yeah, that would be pretty convenient. The list of dyeable items on the left includes not only equipment you are wearing, but also you can select all the dyeable items you have in your inventory. For example, you can sort by selecting only wig items or only shoe items. We are working on further improvements to provide a variety of filtering features. Everyone thought hard about the new clothes and dyed them with care in each dyeing pot. There must have been a moment where you felt something was a little lacking. Once you enter dyeing mode, you don't have to close and reopen the dyeing screen multiple times. Yeah, that would be really nice to not have to do that all the time. Divided the desired color into parts and pour the color in advance. We took great care to ensure that you could see what color combinations would look like. However, just like before, with one dyeing operation, I'm thinking of a direction where one item can only be dyed in one part. It's not that I haven't considered dyeing multiple items or multiple parts at once, but in that case, what is the item consumed and what is the color before and after dyeing? Because it was anticipated that the guidance on how it had changed would become too complicated. So, dyeing result information window. While we're on the subject, I also tried to make the results of the dyeing window look better. So you can see like the old dyeing window that we have right here after dyeing something on the left, and on the right you can see the new one. So yeah, that looks a lot better. I believe I'm not the only one who has always been bothered by the global line breaks in the results window. This is an issue with the results window that is used not only for dyeing but also many other systems. Improvements to this part will be detailed in the next post. First, I thought about how to improve readability in the dyeing results window. Which item part changed from its original color to what color before and after dyeing. I've improved it to show it more clearly with the color code value. At first, of course, only RGB code was shown. Some newcomers to the Eternity Project have expressed the opinion that hex code is easier to understand. When I compared it to my previous experience with Mabinogi, I thought that RGB alone would be sufficient. For new militians who are new to Mabinogi after the Eternity update, I thought that the hex code would be easier to recognize and memorize. So, dye color palette. So here's what that looks like right here. First of all, the colors that were unique to Mabinogi that I originally used were distorted. There was some concern about whether the messy, tangled appearance of the palette should be maintained. Like other games, you could have just chosen to present all colors in the form of a smooth, natural color wheel. Our color palette did not include all colors. Some were hesitant to take that path for various reasons, as it was only available in limited quantities in the area. So, by utilizing the 40,000 colors provided in the existing palette, I just wanted a version where those colors were arranged a little better and more naturally. And you can see like some pictures of that right here. There is a huge difference between the way humans perceive color to be natural and the way computers understand color ordering. There was a gap between the Torii Canyon and the Sanctuary of Avalon that was so difficult to bridge. No matter what method I used, I couldn't automatically list a pretty color spectrum. Eventually, at some point, someone had to manually tweak the results. I considered splitting the palette into 2 parts, but I wanted to avoid adding extra depth when dyeing. Looking at the dye palette, I kept wondering throughout the development period, where on earth did the satisfaction I felt when dyeing my hair come from? A. Select one or more colors from the color palette. This is the so-called physical area. B. Repeat until the desired color is dyed by breaking the 1 out of 5 probability, realm of fighting the odds. Here's the area of A. It was very difficult to choose the desired color from the confusing color palette. In the area of B, there is still means to successfully dye directly through dyeing, but requires a separate cost. So yeah, this is the first post on the Korean Eternity site about the new dyeing system that they are working on. And there's also a part 2, so we'll go over that as well. So when you think about Mabinogi, isn't it about dyeing part 2? In the second installment of Dye, new additions are made in Eternity. I would like to introduce in more detail the parts that have been improved and supplemented from the existing ones. So, material palette. Oh, that's really cool. So you can see like how the palette is changing, like with each tab that they click on. Mabinogi had a variety of color palettes, including cloth, metal, leather, and silk. Depending on the item, there is a setting that says this part of the costume uses a metal palette. There were often situations where we had no choice but to dye some items with limited colors. In Mabinogi, the charm of dyeing your hair with a variety of colors is revealed. We judged that there would be little need to maintain restrictions in this area. We improved the dyeability of all dyeable items so that you can now choose one palette among the cloth, metal, leather, and silk palettes to dye. There are cases where multiple color tables are matched to the same palette. For example, even if it is the same metal palette, there are several types. Click on the desired material palette to see the materials that belong to that palette. I've included one of every existing palette to alternate between. So palette enlargement, this is pretty cool. So you can see how this is the palette zoomed out, like right here. Right here the palette zoomed out, and then like it zooms in. So it's easier to select the colors that you want when you're like zoomed into it. And here's another improvement to the dye palette. In the past, there were many times when it was difficult and uncomfortable to select colors at pixel by pixel levels. Hold down the control key while hovering over the palette with your cursor, and it enlarges so you can see it better. Yeah, that's really cool. Let's go and watch this real quick. Okay, so they're showing off like all the different dye tabs and the colors. Yeah, nice. Added various conveniences. Every Militian has his or her own color preference. Since the color of choice, once decided, does not change easily, the colors that are frequently used when dyeing are decided upon. To reduce the hassle of having to choose these frequently used colors from the palette every time you dye a new piece of clothing, we've added a new feature to make it easier to automatically select a color by registering it as a favorite once you've chosen it. That's nice. Additionally, dyeing is sometimes used to apply special colors that do not exist in the color palette. When you enter dyeing mode, you can check the dyes you currently have in your inventory and apply them right away. Additionally, when listing the stains, the colors are arranged in order from dark to light. For those who are new to dyeing in Mabinogi, the two most confusing points are, first, you have to choose the color yourself from a somewhat confusing looking dye palette. Second, there is a process in which 5 candidate colors are selected, one of which is randomly selected and dyed. Choosing a color is not easy, and I was very concerned about the current situation where the color I chose with great effort was not confirmed to be dyed. Like other games, it has a natural color wheel. We also considered providing all colors and a process for easily picking and dyeing the colors. However, when reflecting on it, many people said that it was not a dye that was truly Mabinogi-like. As difficult as it is to dye an item, I decided that there is definitely joy in developing my own individuality with more affection. Instead, you can use a regular dye and choose one color of your choice. We decided to provide an additional method to ensure definitive dyeing. Select a color other than the desired color among the 5 colors selected. I tried adding the ability to exclude from the result color and set this process to require a different resource. We are considering the optimal solution to prevent items with the same function, such as existing direct dyeing ampoules, from losing their jobs. Other things to consider. In addition to the general functions I have mentioned so far, we are developing to reflect the following additional elements. Dyeing zone. Setting the light source, such as natural light outside and inside at different times of day. A dedicated dyeing space where you can preset environmental elements such as black, all white backgrounds, chroma key backgrounds, etc. Mannequins of different genders and races. Ability to dye items of different races and genders while freely checking the results using preset mannequin elements. I want to gift an item to a friend in a color that matches their preference, but it was so hard because I shouldn't try it on every time I dyed it. Now I'm in the process of setting up an environment where I can dye it by putting it on a mannequin instead. Yeah, I think that'd be a great idea if you could like use a mannequin item to put clothing items on and like try dyeing it using that method instead. Like if you're trying to dye something for a friend but you're not the right gender or the right race to wear the outfit, that'd be a good way to preview it. Eternity offers the experience of playing Mabinogi today. Numerous convenience improvements are being made while maintaining the best possible experience. For Militians who will one day take their first steps into eternity, this is an environment where they may experience too many changes at once, no matter how good the change in direction may be. There will be a fair amount of confusion for a while, which may not necessarily be a good thing for the gameplay experience. Yeah, that is true. There is a huge problem with Mabinogi is there's so much content in the game already that, like, if everything changes, it's gonna take a while for new players to adjust. So to help those of you who'll reach the destination called Eternity adapt quickly, as an example, the improvements related to the dying system above were reflected first. We plan to present similar attempts in more fields in the future. Of course, in the process, it may work differently from the original intention. You may notice some shortcomings that we haven't noticed yet. We will even take that part into consideration and try to fully reflect the opinions for improvement. We may show you a more improved version in the finished version of Eternity, or if possible, on the official servers. So yeah, overall this post is really good, and it looks like they are still looking to the players for feedback, which is good. I think they're making the right call being really open with the player base. Like, they're paying attention to like what we're saying, which is definitely a good thing. And I do get it, like, this is going to be a drastic change, right? Mabinogi has so many systems that when we change to Eternity, it's going to feel like a completely different game. Like, that's just how it's going to be. So it is going to be a big adjustment for everyone, but overall I think it's going to be for the best. Like, if we want this game to live another 20 years, like, this update needs to happen. And it's not going to be perfect. There are going to be some people that are angry about it, of course. There are going to be a few long-term Mabinogi players that have probably been around for, you know, 15, 20 years. Some of them are probably going to be pissed off. But this still needs to happen. And that's just the reality. Like, with an update on this scale, it's impossible to do everything perfectly. There's always going to be something. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to their next post, which will probably be in December, I'm assuming. But that's it for the changes that they're making to the dying system. Alright, let's play some Mabinogi today. Been a while since I've streamed the Mabinogi, took a little time off. Well, let's do the mini games first. Yeah, do like 3 of those. Okay, last time. Okay, that's 3 times. You don't have to pass the minigame to get points for it, you just have to play it. So I've only done the Solomon storyline, the really old one with like the boats and the music partner. I already got the damage skins. Not really interested in any of the face wear or the hair stuff. Don't really need one of these. Well, I guess we could preview this. I mean, it looks okay, but I don't really care. Oh, I guess I have exactly enough to buy one if I wanted to. We got 220 of those cards. Don't really need a totem bag. We already got the title. Can only buy that once. What can I get with, do I use the cards here? Yeah, what can we get here? Speed potions, XP potions, fruit. These golden experience fruit would be a lot more valuable if I was still working on my Arcana, but currently all my Arcana are like max level. So that's no longer... leveling up is no longer a priority. I kind of wish they sold those spirit stones. It instantly takes your spirit weapon up 3 levels. Like if that was in here, I'd buy those every day. Gold shop doesn't really have anything that I want, except for maybe the transformation metal boxes. But I'm not even really buying those this year, because I'm not really after too many transformations. Let me get a better look at that outfit. No, I don't really care about that outfit. It doesn't look very good. Might look good after the Unreal Engine update is done, though. Who knows how long that's gonna be. Quest items. Okay, there are quest items here that you can buy too. Those cost gold, it looks like. Yep, I might actually not do any more of the old Halloween story events, mostly because, like, to me, there's just not a lot in it for me. Like, I don't really want anything else. I kind of got what I wanted, which was the damage skins. I'd buy more of this outfit to sell it if it was making a profit, but so far it's not turning out to be very profitable. Like, let's see if the one I put on sale sold. Okay, it finally sold for like 1 million. And I profited like 960k from that. What are they going for now? Because last time they were going for like 1,300,000, so I sold mine for like 1 mil. If that's almost a mil for every outfit, then now they're down to 700k. Wow, okay. So I can make 500,000 gold off the next one? How much are the new damage skins making anyway? That has its own category now, which is actually really nice. It makes it a lot easier to sort through these. Let's see if the new damage skins sell for more, because then I could just get more of those and sell them. Honestly, these are selling for about the same price as the outfits. Like, I could probably sell the Succubus outfit for 500k-ish, 500-600k. And it looks like these damage skins, these are the new ones, one of the new ones, and they sell for about 600, 650, so I could sell that for a little bit less, for around like 500-ish. Okay, these ones are worth a lot more for some reason, the pastel moon damage skins. I'm not sure why these are worth more. I guess they're just more popular? I'm surprised these are actually selling so well, since anyone can easily get them without spending gold by just earning the event currency. during the event. Like, you would think that these would have a lot more value after the event when they're no longer available in the event shop, but I'm sure that the price of these will even drop in time too. Like, give it another couple of days, maybe a week, and these will probably be down to about 500k each as well. The price is probably inflated a little bit. And some people are obviously overpricing a lot of the damage skins here. Okay, so what's currently cheaper? Like, how much is this? 150, and how much is this? 70. Well, this costs a lot less library cards than this does, but I don't really have a lot of confidence that the damage skins will sell well. I have a feeling the price is just going to get knocked down on the new damage skins until they're worth like 100 or 200k. We'll buy another one of those, and then we're going to sell it for 500k, because the current one is like 650 or 700k, something like that, so we'll sell ours for a little bit cheaper. Because right now all I'm thinking about is, like, how can I use the event currency to make gold? Because I already got everything I want out of the event. Yeah, so we're gonna sell this one for 500,000 gold. It's less than I get from my stack of fine leather that I sell every week. But a profit's a profit. Because, yeah, the cheapest version of this is going for 700k, so mine will be 200k cheaper. Let's see how much these are worth. Ooh, the price on these are a little high right now. I kind of wish this was a little bit lower. I'll take it. I'll get... I'll get all the ones that are 75k. I won't buy the 80k ones. That should be enough to level up my spirit weapon, which is definitely a priority. Let's go ahead and raise your likability up a little bit more first, your bond. Perfect. And then... Oh wait, I have to claim those from the auction house, so... Two of those is enough to level them up to 82. And then we'll use those. So yeah, two of these gives them 11.2% XP. That's good. And then we'll raise the bond by another 10. There. The next spirit weapon quest will be at 85. Can't really take anything up right now. Alright, let's get out of here and figure out what the daily dungeons are. The normal one and the veteran one. I do have the unlimited veteran filmer pass, so I'll probably do the normal daily dungeon on veteran mode as well. Like, unless it's Piaka dungeon, then we're gonna do it. Okay, we got Coil. Sometimes there are shops on Channel 4, but not today. Alright, let's go ahead and get the normal daily dungeon. There we go. And CR dungeon, so we can do that one on veteran mode as well because I have that unlimited veteran filmer pass. And then we have the actual dungeon pass for Coil. What are the shadow missions today?
Tampun?
Defensive battle, I don't want to waste my time doing that. Sulfur Spider? I might do that on Elite. Yeah, let's do the veteran runs then. Do I need to repair anything? 22 durability, 13 durability, 32 out of 33. Yeah, I think we're okay. We don't need to repair anything. And today we're getting a beauty coupon. Oh, I know one thing I want to do. Let's go to the guild base and... I want to buy some skill training seals from here, which I can do like twice a week. I wonder if I have enough guild points for that. I only have enough to get one, because it's like 1,000 points per seal, and you can buy like 2 per week. I don't have enough to buy a second one. That's okay. How many points do I have saved up? Not enough to get 1,000. So I guess we'll do CR dungeon first. And then maybe we'll do some Dan tests like afterwards. I still have to pass like that Dan 3 pummel test. And we'll use the unlimited veteran filmer pass. Floor 2. Oh, one more thing I forgot to check. We should actually make this active, so our scythe will do more damage. Should have checked that before I came in. Alright, time for the boss. Yeah, it's 2 meteors, and we're gonna get a third one pretty soon. There it is. Okay, let's do this. Got one more skeleton here. Oh, there's more in this corner too. .26 minutes and 43 seconds. And now we have Coil Dungeon next. Maybe I should do a rebirth before I do it. Oh, today we're getting the Lance appearance scroll for that. Okay, so this item's not tradable and can't be put in a pet inventory, but if you don't want to use it on the character that you're playing, you can still claim it and put it in the bank. You can share it between like the characters on your account that way. Yeah, let's go ahead and do a rebirth real fast. So how populated are the channels right now? Like, how's the game doing? We have... Channel 1 is full, that's good, and we have 3 busy channels. Okay, so it could be more active. I should check it at different times. See how the player population's doing. Yeah, I don't think there are any more snakes in here. Let's move that back down here. And time for the boss. Let's get in here and get rid of some of these gremlins first. Yeah, now we're gonna focus on that fire sprite. Okay, I don't want to track the headless right now. Let's get rid of him real quick. Okay, now we're ready for the headless. Okay, one meteor. 2. And 3. And done in 29 minutes and 38 seconds. Gems, spirit gems, smoldering thread. I guess I'll try and do Sulfur Spider on Elite. I'll see if I can pull an Elite pass today. But really quick, I will be right back. I have a little bit of laundry to check on, and I'm gonna get some more water. Okay, let's do that sulfur spider mission. The outfit sell? Probably not yet. Oh, it did. Nice. That sold fast. Didn't get that much for it, but that's alright. Gold is still gold. Okay, let's see if we can pull a Shadow Mission Pass. There we go. That one. Here, magnet all that up. Let's go and put that appearance scroll like up here. Grab that. We'll use one of these speed potions and that shadow crystal. How long do I have to use this one? 3 days? And done. Oh, this thing's still going on? The rigged leprechaun event? Yeah, nothing good there. I wonder if anyone's gotten one of those rare robes from it that's supposed to drop. Like, I wonder if anyone's gotten that robe. Well, actually, before I do that, how much does that go for? Maybe I'll sell that if it's worth anything. Irby, welcome to the stream. We'll switch to the good luck cat. So that was the upbeat barista wig. Let's see, and headband. I'm not sure how much that's worth these days. That's from the coffee event. Okay, that's not worth anything right now, so we'll just hang on to that for a bit. Oh, that can't be put in the pet inventory? Okay, no pet storage. Maybe I'll move that into the bank later. Oh, I didn't realize I had this XP fruit. Put that smoldering thread, like right there. No pet storage for this chair. This is from the Idrisen event, isn't it? Other than on time 21, so that's what gives out the chair? Huh, that chair's not tradable? That's weird. What about a chair like... Yeah, I mean, this is from like the Irusan's event, which is like before it was renamed to Pan's event, and like this one's tradable. It's overall a bad idea to prevent like event items like that from being tradable. Let's try the Grandmaster missions for Fighter. Most of the Fate Astrologer Grandmaster missions is like fishing and crafting and boring stuff, so I can do that stuff off stream. Maybe I'll work on that on like the weekends or something. Warden of the Gods on hard mode. 100 wolves, that's easy. And... got a mission. Let's do that mission first. And done. Well, Strike's pretty good to do that whole mission for me. So there are a lot of wolves outside of Chur and also like outside the Bard camp. Dying Light's been pretty good. I finished that Dying Light game, The Beast. And I'm working on like Dying Light 2 now, because I never really finished that game. I heard they made some updates and made it better. So I'll work on that, and then later on The Beast is gonna get some updates, like legend levels and stuff like that, so I'll probably go back to it whenever they release those updates. Yeah, fun series of games. Wolves aren't spawning too quickly. Oh wait, did they drop some boots? Those are worth like 700 and something gold, I think. Actually, I should ride around on a mount, because Thunderblight even works when you're mounted. Okay, that's 100 wolves. And let's get a pass for Warden of the Gods. Yeah, that's the one. Easier just to buy them with adventure seals than to waste time crafting a bunch of random passes. Alright, that's all clear. Oh, we got Warden of the Gods pass for Hard Moon. How long do I have to use that? Probably not long, it's probably only good for a couple hours. Yeah, like 8 hours. Okay, I'll do it again, why not? Just more gold. Got another Warden of the Gods pass for hard mode. So I guess we'll go in yet a third time. It might as well. Be a shame to let that pass go to waste. Where'd it float off to? Ah, here it is. And if we get a third pass from this mission, like if it drops again, I'm probably not gonna do it again, but I'll do it at least one more time. Like, why not? I kind of wish those had like a maybe at least a 3-day expiration date, then I could like save them or something. Okay, this time we're done with Warden of the Gods, so we did it 3 times, but that's alright. I just feel bad if those passes went to waste. Alright, let's go to the Power Castle. Got 3 seals for fighter now. Let's go ahead and stick those like right up there. Huh, wonder how hard it is to get that drop. Let's wrap up a few small quests. Like this one, for example. Oh, that one came in some cool looking colors. Let's put that there for now. Work on that one later. Right, I don't even think Xanafiedlion has been to that island because I actually like skipped Gen 23. Okay, which one do we talk to? Pretty sure it's some of these guys. And these are enemies. See if we can find them on the NPC search. Nothing's turning up here. That's nice. I can't use that thing to move around. Maybe it's because I'm mounted. Let's try zone 2. Or maybe I'll just try the High Temple. No, there's no one here. Wait, what's that one called? I don't know if this is a normal one. Well, maybe it doesn't matter which one I talk to. Okay, I guess it doesn't. Examine the suspicious location. No idea where that is. Worry about that later. Let's just continent warp out of here. I guess I could do that. Let's see. Where is... There's music. Use the skill from start to finish. I don't know if I have to have a score scroll when I do that or not. I'm going to assume I don't need one. There we go. And we'll finish this one out. Well, I guess I could do that if I really wanted to for the Chronicle stuff, but not today. Maybe next week or something. Alright, well I think this is a good stopping point for today, so we'll wrap up the Mabby stream around here, and we'll work on Mabinogi more tomorrow.